Hey everybody, welcome back to Landshark Garage. Time to start tearing into that motor for the 49. We're going to give her a little pressure washing right now, soaking it down with some super clean. Big believer in this product, so I'm going to put a little bit on there. Got my cheap little BE pressure washer right there. Yeah, nothing fancy, does good. Get done doing this, we're probably going to clean the floor of the garage because it's had a car occupying it for months. Yeah, I know there's no spark plugs in the holes. Motor's going to be tore down in about 4 days, so it's not a big deal. All right, there we go. It's early 70s, late 60s. Small block, 350, I believe. Still got the points in it. Bought it off a guy's garage floor. We're going to tear her down and see what it looks like. Pressure wash this pig before we brought it in to start tearing her down. Drain the oil. So here's the story on this small block. I bought it 4 years ago from a guy who had it sitting in his garage on a pallet for probably 15 or 20 years. He got it from a guy that pulled it out of a 71 C10 Chevy pickup and put a different motor in. This one was still in good shape. When I got the motor, it was free. It has since quit being free. I mean, it was free spinning. I bought it, but it was free spinning. You follow me? Look at this. Isn't that freaking gem? Look at that. That ain't ever gonna work like that. You can't do that. It's too close to the thermostat. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so I bought it from him, 50 bucks. Still got the points type ignition in it. Got the ram's horn manifolds on it. So I'm thinking it's original motor. It's an 010 block, so it's a small block 350 Chevy. It's not the DZ302 that's elusive with the 010. I hit the VIN pad, went on Nasty Z28, took a look at what it actually was, and it is a 175 horsepower, 350 cubic inch small block Chevy from 1979. So obviously it's not the original motor. I could tell that by the blue silicone around the oil pan. The blue silicone on the china wall here. You know, 2-barrel deal. Points type ignition. Short water pump. Single lower pulley. Like I said, it's now stuck. I'm not real concerned with that. We are going to tear this motor down. Take a look at it. See what we got. Drain the oil. It was pretty nasty, but it should be, being that old. It's got these center dump ram's horn manifolds that have the angled dump on them, and but they've got, so I wonder if they're aftermarket because they got like smog plugs in them, which they really shouldn't have, but I'll keep them. I'm a big fan of ram's horn manifolds. Otherwise, most of this stuff is just going to be scrap metal. As long as the block is good, that's the biggest thing I'm hoping for. Anything else that's good on here is a bonus. I'll probably be boring it, so I'll need new pistons. It's almost cheaper to buy a crank than it is to turn one anymore. Same way with heads. It's almost cheaper to buy a set of aluminum heads than it is to wait for a machine shop to get to your heads and do the work on them, and you're still paying about the same amount of money. Not sure what we're going to put in for a cam. You know, we might go with the old 3/4 race cam that everybody always talks about, but I doubt it. Our 49 is a cruiser. We just need a good, reliable motor. The motor that's in there is super tired. It's developed a knock. It's developed a rear main seal leak, so it's time for it to come into the shop and get rebuilt. And instead of taking it apart, rebuilding it, putting it back in there, we're gonna do this one, drop it in this winter, take that other motor apart, see what it actually is, because that's out of a 70 Chevelle. I think it's a 350. Other guys think it's a 307. They might be right. Don't know, don't care. Been a good motor. We pulled it out of the 70 Chevelle. We bought that motor from a guy, put it into our Biscayne, and we've driven it ever since, and we've done nothing to it. I put a 2-barrel intake on it. It had a 4-barrel. Nope, sorry, it didn't. It's always had that 2-barrel intake, that little 2-barrel Rochester. Don't know if that's going to stay with the 49. If Mrs. Landshark wants to get me something for Christmas, I'm looking at a Holly Sniper or FIT fuel injection setup, but we'll see how that goes. So let's get into this. Like I said, it's just your typical small block Chevy. I'm going to take my lift plate off that I finally found. I was wondering where that son of a gun was. I got 2 of them. I got a blue one and I got this one. Absolutely didn't know where this one was. Here it was, all the time, right sure. So I'm thinking this is a 4-barrel intake underneath here. Can't remember. But we'll take things apart. Look at like the head casting numbers. This is the engine that we stole the rocker bolt out of to fix Mrs. Landshark's 68, which is actually in the Camaro now, as we put the 400 in the 68. Are you getting lost in the numbers yet? I mean, the numbers are just but anyway, so let's tear into this. I'll impart knowledge that I don't have. This water pump was shot, not like I was thinking it was going to get used, but oh my god, this is tight, unbelievable. So we'll just start plucking along here and see what we come up with. You basically can tear a small block Chevy motor apart. A 9/16, a half, a 5/8, and a 7/16 wrench. That's about it. Might need a screwdriver here and there, but there's not a lot changes on them, which is good. That's why they're so reliable. Everybody should have 1 or 2. I'd like to have a couple more, just to know that I have them, because when you don't have them, that's when you need them. Whew. I keep these little magnets on my lifting plate, so when I get done, the bolts to hold it into the block are right there on it. I don't have to worry about it. And if I ever ask you what I did with that lifting plate, it's right there on that pegboard that I put up to put all the crap that I found when I was cleaning. There's just a little bit of everything here. Lifting plates, header bolts, fuel pressure regulator, throttle linkage. This is just all block off plates and plates, transmission stuff, accelerator pump cams, JB weld, race car crap, timing chain and gears. These lights, throttle cable, little zippy doodles for holding in transmission stuff, dipsticks. Look at that Jimmy, I got 3 of them. That's the minimum. Adapter plate. This is a yoke off of a drive shaft. I usually use that for plug-in transmissions when I pull them. I don't know why it smells so gassy after dumping that oil. Must be the good gas from 1970, whatever. Alright, so that's a spread bore 4-barrel intake. Take this nasty water pump off. Should be hard, looks like I already started to. 9/16 wrench takes that off. Fuel pump, that's 7/16. They got kind of a unique bolt, so you're going to get it out in. Garbage. So it's got a smaller head on it. It actually should be like a 1/2 inch. or 9/16. So I always keep them, they're handy. Block off plate to add to the collection. Fuel pump push rod, never throw them away. As soon as you throw it away, you'll need it. Maybe when I get this tore apart, I can put my crankshaft socket on this, and maybe we can break her loose and see what's stuck in there. It's been in my garage the whole time, so it isn't like it sat outside and picked up any moisture. That guy said he had it in his garage the whole time, and I don't doubt it, but it looks crap. I had to move off it to get to it. Oh, why would there be oil there? Huh? I don't think I've ever had oil come out there. That's interesting. We'll find out when we get there. Like I said, these are manifolds. I'm gonna keep them bad boys. They're handy. You know, they're getting harder to come by, these ram's horns are. All right, we got to attend to that. Look at that. What the hell? Huh? Is he in there? I don't know. Maybe he's in there. Ugh. I get that taken care of before my dog comes in here. Now I can't wait to take the intake off after finding that. Wasn't bad. I don't know why it's green. I think it's like, I don't know. Huh. Oh, another one on that side. Nice. Big tough hunting dog let himself in the house because he wanted to take a nap. But there's air conditioning in here, Papa. 7/16. Oh, that's an interesting way to ground it. Grounded it through the bell cover. 441 heads. Back in the circle tracking days, that was a pretty important flowing number. Maybe we will bequeath them to somebody. This is just, man, that is something right there. Big old galvanized T, temp sensor in it. I'm not going to worry too much about it. Doesn't really, I'm not going to keep the intake. So let's straight flat-headed screws. Man, there were some big ass screws. Better try and save that. Bet you old Mortski'd like that. Send it up his way. On lead points. Throw that on the pile of junk. That's kind of weird. I've never taken an intake off that's had a stud screw on it. See that? I don't know. Tell me what that's for. Never seen one like that. It's got a 3/8 and then a 7/16 coming out of the top of it. Was right here for some reason. Alright, that's where it's gonna get mousy, I bet. That would explain why it was locked up. Oh my god, these things are so heavy. Oh, like that. So they're living in the head. Oh, right there. Right there. Son of a gun. Hot diggity. Nice. That bathtub silicone. Is that the old Permatex blue back in the day? Alright. Well, let's pop some heads off. Your friend, the 5/8. I'll go through and check all these push rods. Make sure they're still usable. Same way with the rocker arms. And then I'll do the right thing and I'll probably just go buy a new push rod. It's an awesome set of 15. So, head bolts are also 5/8. Sometimes, if you buy aftermarket ones, they're 9/16, which is kind of nice. Because 5/8, it's a little hard to get down in there and do your thing. Oh, two different heads. This one's a 397/0126. That one's a 396, 393, 393/441. So this is a 441 and 120. That's different. There are two small block Chevy head bolts that are odd shaped, not odd shape, odd length compared to the rest of them. There's a bunch of shorts, there's a bunch of longs, and then there's two mediums. The two mediums goes on the outside on each one. Wow. Alright, let's see if we can do that on the other side. Horrible way to do that. Alright, the heads that didn't want to give up. A little moisture in those two. Not so bad there. A little crud, a little mouse nest. Take a look at the heads. Doesn't matter because I'm not going to keep them, but that one, the intake valve was out. About the same. I don't know difference in CCs on them two heads, but I guess do what you got to do when you got to have a vehicle running, huh? Man, that head was stuck. Yeah, there's very little wear on them lifters. Oh, one's gonna be stuck. Come on, man. Maybe we should roll this bad boy over and see what it looks like on the bottom. Huh? Let's do that. Oh, Pam. The corners are half. The rest of them are 7/16. Oh, a rebuilder stamp. Let's clean it up. TAM Engine Corp. So it was rebuilt in Tacoma, Washington. So if it's been rebuilt once, you know what that means. It might be just ready for the scrapyard already. Two-bolt main, of course I figured that. Should be some marks there, you'd think. It's rebuilt. The only, I think, I'm seeing some marks, but not like a machine shop would put on them. Alright, well, we'll have to investigate that a little bit further. I am going to flip this back over on its top. Pour some go-go juice in the cylinders and let it sit for a little bit, see if we can get it to pop loose. Alright, we let this guy sit for a couple days with some marble mystery oil in all the cylinders just to try and free things up a little bit. See if we could get her turning over again. See what happens here. Oh yeah. Sweet. All right, let's finish tearing this apart. I have no idea how old this can of marble mystery oil is. I know they don't come in metal cans anymore, but still about half full. I use a little bit. Well, that doesn't look very old. Hard to tell though. I have a tool for taking this out and putting it in, but I'm not real concerned about it. So. Everything looks pretty good in there. Nothing special about the can. But it is. Let's see if we can get a piston out. I haven't really found any markings on the, so this should be number one I'm taking out, and there's no markings on the cap. You know, like a machine shop would put in to show that it's been rebuilt. But I mean, we know the blocks from a rebuilder. This one looks like it's 20 over. I'm pretty sure you can't see that, but got a 20 on top of it. We'll check them all when we take them out. I had a buddy that took a motor apart one time. We did a shop tour on his shop down there, Mighty Mouse, Sodbuster Motors. He had a motor that was 320s, a 30, and I think a 40 or 50 thousandths, all in the same motor. It was weird. I really don't plan on reusing a lot of this stuff when I build my motor, so I'm not real concerned about. I'm mostly in this for the block. Hopefully it cleans up nice. Yeah, looks like they're all going to be 20 thousandths over, which is refreshing. Nice. Finally found a machining mark. This one's got a 1 on it. Of course, it's in number 2. Just a little bit of copper showing on that one. Oh, a little bit more on that center one. Main one's about the same way. All the journals on the crankshaft looked really good. I might even try and save that crank. We'll see. Quick teardown on a small block Chevy 350. And get that taken to the machine shop and see if the block's okay. Make sure we can use it. See what he's got to do to true it up. I will be cleaning all this stuff up just to see, make sure everything's 20 over on the pistons, and I think that the rods look like the main bearings look like they're 10s. So I don't know if that crankshaft will be usable or not. But this was the main thing we were shooting for, is getting a good block to rebuild for the 49. Thanks for following along. Never forget, drive your shit. We'll see ya.